Now for our last storyteller of the night, I'd like to invite Michelle Hamblin up to the mic.
Alcoholism. Stole the best parts of my father's qualities to be the best parent he could be for me, let alone himself as a human. So my father, when I was born, he was 49. My parents were much older than I. And by the way, I was born in 1965. We're celebrating some birthdays this week. Yes! I'm going to be 60 on Wednesday. Long time. So my father was, he was a veteran of the World War II. He was a city bus driver of the city transit in Rochester, New York. And yes, he was an alcoholic. So growing up as a kid in this very dysfunctional home, I had two very older parents. My mom was 43 when she had me, and of course my dad. And I learned a few things. Don't talk. What would the neighbors think? Don't feel. Because someone might just shoot you down. What are you feeling like that for? Or you might think you're crazy. You're not feeling that. Certainly, don't share your feelings. Don't share your desires, your wishes, your hopes. Because someone's going to say something like, what do you think? Money grows on trees? Who do you think you are? You'll never amount to anything. Well, after 20 years of that, I think it was about time to move out. I had had enough of the belittlement. I had enough of the dysfunction in my household because of alcoholism. So I moved into my cousin's house, and they were Italian. All Italians back then had nice finished basements and grass in their garage, because that's where we would have big Italian family dinners, so on and so forth. Then you needed more room for baked good cooking. Anyway, I seem to have gotten off track. Anyway, so, just growing up there, I just didn't feel like I could imagine anything for myself. So, moved out on a boring evening, late winter. A friend and I decided to go, let's go take Jack, get some comfort, go for a drive, go by Lake Ontario, because that was my best place. I loved Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario, I felt like I could do anything. I felt free, and I was free. It was big and vast, even though it was only a lake. On a clear day, you could see Canada. Anyway, and we decided to continue our drive down a road that was like a zig and a zag and a zig and a zag. Now, mind you, Jack and Southern Comfort's sloshing around, zigging and zagging as well. And it's a late night. We get out there and we get to the other side of this road, from the lake to the other side. My driving ability and performance was doing much. It was just like, I can't explain it. It was like my body with all the alcohol going, and we were legally drinking, by the way. I was not of age. The car was just like drifting and going to the left and going to the right, and then finally making a left-hand turn. When you make a left-hand turn, you cut the corner, you start driving like London people. They drive on the left side of the road. Well, I got celebrated with blue and red lights for my performance of that turn. Anyway, my friend, obviously, we're like, okay, we've got all this flooding emotions and alcohol mushing around and everything, and I'm like, okay, I get all tweaky because I'm like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. Pull over the car. My friend said, see ya. She walks home. She's going down the street because that's where she lives. So I'm left in the car, not one, not two, but 3 cop cars eventually pull up to me. I'm 20. I don't know. Anyway, I was just very overwhelmed. Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is what you did before. Or you want to go. Anyway, you know why I pulled you over? No? Well, back a few minutes ago, you were doing some unsafe lane changing. Oh, okay. Because you've been drinking? I'm like, now here we go. There's the question. Felt like an hour for me to answer it. It was in my head. I'm like, okay, do I tell him I was drinking? No. What do I do? I don't know. A little? I was drinking a lot. Yeah, I drank a little. Okay, ma'am. Step out of the car, please. Now I'm shaking like I am right now because I'm standing in front of all of you. Anyway, he said, we're going to have to arrest you for driving under the influence. They had enough. So the next thing I know, I'm getting handcuffed and I'm hearing my rights being read, but this is what I heard. And they sat me in the back of the police car. Totally forgetting what my rights were because I didn't really hear them, nor did I understand them at 20, I started to profess my guilt by crying hysterically in the back car. I know I was wrong. I could have hurt somebody and myself. I mean, I just went on and on and on. Finally, they got to do their thing. Go down to the police station. They do their police stuff. Okay. I was in a holding cell. I was out of holding cell. They did their little tests and everything. And of course, they said, oh, by the way, you were illegally drinking, we have to send a letter home to your parents. I don't know why. I don't know what the letter was. And then he asks me, this is late night. He goes, you have someone you want to call? I'm like, another one of those hour-long conversations in my head. I'm like, oh my, it's late. Who am I going to call? I don't know. You would think you would know somebody to call, right? Maybe my parents, maybe my dad, maybe somebody. Would you take me home? So the police took me home. All I could think about the next day was the letter. I don't know what I was going to do with it, but how am I going to get it? I don't live at home anymore. How am I going to get their mail? I've watched a few detective shows a lot. Columbo, Starsky and Hutch. All of that. I was going to say MacGyver. he's how you get out of things. Anyway, I decided to go to the post office. I'll stop my parents' mail. Tell them they're on vacation, right? It's a great idea. A lot of mail carriers in here, by the way. Back in the day, the mail carrier, you knew his name. And he knew whether you were home or not, or you were on vacation or not, so on and so forth. So I put the notice in, wait a few days, go in to check it. Sorry, ma'am, there's no notice being held. Like, what do you mean? I'm not going to fight with the post office. So the next thought was, all right, let's go find Al. Al the mailman. I find Al. Because I know his route. That's what we do. We know the route. He sees me, I see him. He goes, what the hell are you doing? Don't you know you get in trouble for that? I'm like, what do I know? Tell him the story. I told him I'm looking for a letter. He, of course, enables me. He says, though, what? Just talk to your parents. Talk. I'm like, no, not happening. All right, he enables me, and he says, I'll call you. A few days go by. I get the call. Ring, ring, ring. Got your mail. Come find me on my route about 2 o'clock over here. All right. Freaking blizzard. I'm going to go get this letter from the mailman that I don't know what I'm going to do with it once I get it. So I go get it. I did get it. I went back home. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do with the letter? So I'll call my friend Cindy. Her dad's a lawyer. Perfect. I call her. Come over. I talk to him. He goes, talk to your parents. Like, what is it with these people? Talk to your parents. I don't want to talk to my parents, especially my dad, right? All I can hear is, what a disappointment. What the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I went back home. All right, so I went back home. I waited. What am I going to do? All right, I'll make the call. I make the call. All right. I made the call to my brother. Next best thing, call your brother. Call my brother, and he says, what? What are you doing? He goes, you know what? I'm in the middle of something. Let me call you back. I'm like, nice brother you are. I'm telling him my story. I'm like all upset. Don't tell, mom and dad don't know. I'm not going to tell them. He goes, I'm in the middle. Let me call you back. I'm like, all right. So I wait. And I wait. I'm waiting. You know what that feels like? That sucks. It's just like, this big, long wait. It was only about 5 minutes. The phone rings on the other line. And on the other end of that phone was a voice that I didn't recognize. It was sounding something like this. So, I hear you got into a little bit of trouble. I was like, yeah. He goes, why don't you tell me about it? This voice was like loving and kind and supportive and comforting. And who is this dude? Only for that short period of time was my father. Brings tears to my eyes right now, yeah. He was there for me when I really needed him the most. It was only for a short time, but that was good. I'll take it. Because most of the time, it wasn't so good. But I knew down inside of this man, there was some good in him. The alcoholism took it away. But I really thanked him for that. He was there for me. So, yay.